Workhorse officers sold some shares last week, but the stock is popping higher because Lordstown Motors might get acquired by a SPAC or special purpose acquisition company, and Workhorse owns 10% of that bad boy. Can we see it retest the July 2nd highs of over $20 per share? In this video, I'm gonna discuss straight facts about these 2 points about Workhorse and help transfer my Wall Street and Goldman Sachs knowledge from me to you. Deal? That's happening today. So get ready to fill your pockets with money and get stupid rich. If you've been following my channel, welcome back. My name's Henry, and you already know I'm very into picking stocks, and I've been researching and following EVs very closely. So I'm saving you guys time and energy by filling you in with my cheat sheet on what you need to know about Workhorse. So let's dive right in. First, quick minute about insider selling. On July 13th, CEO Dwayne Hughes, as you can see here, sold tens of thousands of shares between $15.67 per share and $17.16 per share. He unloaded a total of 70,000 shares, or just over $1 million worth. When a comment told me to cover this, I decided to take a look into this whole situation and make sense of it for you guys. There's so much more to this video on Workhorse you aren't going to want to miss if you want to get an idea of where it's going. But let me first tell you why the insider sale isn't as big of a deal as it may seem. CEOs get paid in stock, so they have a vested interest in the company succeeding. So when they sell shares, it doesn't always mean they're bearish on the company. They just might need cash for their new boat that they're gonna buy. After digging into Dwayne Hughes' holdings, even after the sale, he still possesses 347,000 shares, or just over $5.5 million in total stock. So you guys are seeing the situation at a little bit of a different lens now, right? I wish I could show you my lens, but I'm currently using it. So should you be concerned? Nah. But let's get to even bigger business, and that's a potential takeover of Lordstown Motors. In a note on Monday morning, Roth Capital analyst Craig Irvin, and that was a really easy last name for me to pronounce this time, wrote that he sees a rising probability that a special purpose acquisition company, or SPAC, could take over Lordstown Motors in a deal similar to the one that effectively took out Nikola Motors. This is big for Workhorse since they own 10% of Lordstown Motors with a 2-year anti-dilution protection. Furthermore, Workhorse is also entitled to a 1% fee on all debt and equity raised to fund Lordstown during the 2-year period. I got this info from Mr. Irvin, the analyst. And man, I was an analyst at a hedge fund, and I just want to say that this guy seems to be talking straight facts. The 1% could be pretty significant even if a SPAC deal doesn't happen, because Lordstown is in a strong position to raise capital. While the company doesn't yet have its endurance pickup in production, it does have ownership of the former General Motors assembly plant that Trump tweeted about. The analyst thinks that the cash value to Workhorse of a Nikola type deal for Lordstown would be over $100 million, and Workhorse equity in Lordstown could be worth between $200 million and potentially $500 million. I'm just gonna play it safe and say $300 million total. Taking a look at their income statement, that is pretty much a full year's worth of revenue and could really allow Workhorse to invest further in its business. Given all the SPAC deals that have been involved in the EV space, we have something important happening here. It reminds me of college. Whenever someone wanted to ask a smart question in finance class, they might say, well, what about consolidation? Consolidation is when many fragmented companies in a large market start to merge and buy each other out. That's very important because buyouts create huge windfalls of money for the target company. This is specifically important for Workhorse since raising capital dilutes existing investors. Kind of like sipping coconut water. I want to have that coconut taste and not have it be too watered down. When is coconut water sponsoring me? Anyone have any connections to coconut water? Luckily, Workhorse is kind of in a blue ocean where it doesn't have too much competition in the van space. So they aren't too desperate for Lordstown Motors to get bought out like right now, this second. If you guys appreciate some of the lingo I am throwing out around like blue ocean, it just means that there's less competition and not a red ocean with plenty of sharks in it. I really want to make more general business and personal finance videos instead of just stock videos. Let me know if you guys are cool with me discussing topics like saving money, raising your credit score, getting out of debt fast, and how to invest in your 20s. let me quickly wrap up with what I am doing with Workhorse and what I think it should be valued at. Firstly, the growth story will take between 3 and 5 years to really play out. They are still in their infancy. There is obviously no guarantees in life and definitely not in the stock market. In fact, if you're not subscribed, expect to lose some money. The best case scenario would have Workhorse producing at full capacity in 5 years, with its Indiana facility alone accounting for $3 billion in annual revenue. In addition, the Lordstown stake could have a value of $1 billion. The drone business is just a little whipped cream you can lick off. So as I said in other videos, putting a PE ratio on a growth stock is not the best valuation metric. Instead, I like to use P to S, which is price to sales ratio. Let's just say it's between 2 and 3. That will give the company a market cap value of between 6 and 9 billion in 5 years for the production alone. So the stock can be trading around the high 90s or low 100s per share. Now that is pretty aggressive bet, so let me give you the highest likely scenario. At 20,000 vehicles a year, which is pretty fancy, which should be completely possible though, will make $1 billion. And using the same price to sales, this company is worth between $30 and $45 per share before Lordstown Motors. So add 5 to 10 bucks for Lordstown Motors and we have a 3x stock here at about 50 bucks a share down the road. I don't have as much Workhorse as NIO, and I definitely don't have as much as Tesla. I like their mission though, and renewable energy is definitely our future. I'm bullish on this stock, and with the current news and operations, I would buy way more if it goes to the low teens like NIO did. But with the recent pops, I am just enjoying some gains, but not buying more at the moment. Personally, I have a majority of my money in Tesla, but maybe there's just way too much competition on YouTube for Tesla videos. I can't get any traction despite being a very, very early investor in Tesla. Regardless, this is my take on Workhorse. I'm grinding and making sure I over-deliver like Daddy Musk will for earnings this week for Tesla, but instead, with you guys and this YouTube channel. I've been investing for over 7 years, and at this point, I don't sweat the stock market at all. Instead, I'm focused on being the best finance YouTube channel that delivers real value to you guys. If you appreciate my work, you can click any of the links in my description or just smash that like button. I'll see you guys most likely tomorrow for another video that loads your pockets with money. Make sure you do your own research and not just listen to people on the internet. It's very important that you have belief and numbers backing up all of your trades before you dump your hard-earned money in stocks. We all have different risk levels, and that is only something you have to experience with time. Either way, all I'm saying is, although I worked on Wall Street with financial advisors managing billions of dollars, at the end of the day, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a hardworking, determined YouTuber that is sharing my knowledge and experience with you guys so you can build up your knowledge and experience yourselves. I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon for another video. Luckily, Workhorse is Luckily, Workhorse is, why do I keep saying Workhorse? Oh, I promise I'm not trying to do that on purpose. Okay. Luckily, Workhorse is, oh my God. Workhorse. Luckily, Workhorse.